Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to chat with you today about all things dance. As you know, it's my favorite subject, and I truly think that dance can change our lives if we let it. And I just want to tell you all the reasons how it's changed mine and how it could potentially change yours. Truly, I believe dance is the most incredible art form. Of course, all art is amazing, but I feel like the way that dance connects our body, mind, and spirit in a similar way to something such as yoga is just so incredible, and we truly can access it from anywhere in the world. When I'm referring to dance, I am personally referring to styles specifically such as heels, Latin, and burlesque, because those are the ones that I have personally trained in for the last few years and have just brought me so much joy and change in my own life. I recently started my own virtual studio called Studio Soli Luna. As you guys can see, I have currently some free tutorials on this channel as well, and it's just truly been a passion of mine for so long to start a virtual studio, to start a studio in general, because I really do believe in the healing and life-changing power of dance. My mission statement for Studio Soli Luna is dance is a magical portal into a greater human existence. And may sound a little bit woo-woo. Let's be real, I'm pretty woo-woo, and so I'm totally fine with that stigma, but also I truly do believe that it is just such a magical art form that we get to take advantage of while we are here on this planet. And the way that it has shifted my life is truly so significant. There's nothing else that has done that for me. I've done things such as yoga and meditation and stuff like that, but truly dance has been the one thing that has just pulled so many different things out of me and shifted my life in so many different ways. 2 years ago, I was coming out of a breakup, I was coming out of a really severe back and knee injury, and I was coming out of the really detrimental to my health and well-being ballroom dance industry. And all of that kind of culminated me to this place where I desperately needed something to shift my life that was quickly going downhill. It felt really dark, like I couldn't get out of this really deep, dark state of depression, and dance saved me. It saved me from something that I never thought I could come back from. And so for that, I will truly be forever grateful. So I have 4 different ways that I feel like dance has changed my life. Of course, there's so many different things that I could literally spend hours talking on. I probably should do a podcast because I truly could just talk about it all day long and never get tired of this subject. The first way that dance changed my life is that it really broadened my horizons and introduced me to new people and new ways of thinking. I grew up in a really small town in North Carolina, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but truly my view of the world was pretty small. And that's just, you know, how people were raised where I was from. There wasn't a lot of different perspectives. There wasn't a lot of different people from different cultures and new ways of thinking and living life. And so when I came here to Utah 2 years ago, and I started really immersing myself in the ballroom community here between Millennium Dance Complex and Salt Lake, as well as Heel and a Heel, which was a beginner heels group, I started meeting all of these incredible people with totally different ways of thinking and moving through the world than my ways. Some ways that I thought that was interesting, but maybe I wouldn't take it on myself, and then other ways where I was like, wow, that makes so much sense. That really just shifts my entire perspective on this one idea. And that was everything from women's empowerment to spirituality to self-love to divine energies, the masculine and the feminine, and just people. Yeah, and I feel like with everything going on in our world, if there's one thing that we need to be working on, it's understanding, respecting, and showing compassion for all people, yeah? So when you come from a smaller town, or maybe you come from a part of the world where not everyone is constantly doing the work, the inner work, to try to figure out what their perspectives are, and maybe if they do move about in the world in a certain way that is harmful, they're not taking the time to understand that. And so when I came here and all these people were so open and loving and compassionate to all people, that was a huge shift for me, and I was really able to take that on myself, which I needed to. I needed to take on this new way of thinking that was better for me and better for everyone else that I was around or came in contact with. One of the things that was so incredible to me when I stepped into the heels and burlesque world of dance was that women supported other women and women empowered other women, and that was never something that I was used to. I grew up in a very competitive environment. I feel like high school for me was just all about the guys and about, you know, not liking a certain group of people or all of the catty things that happen in high school. And so my relationship with other women wasn't the best because honestly, I wasn't the best that I could be towards myself or towards other women. And when I stepped into this community, that there was no judgment, there was no wanting to be better than another person. It was all loving and supportive, and that more than anything made me fall in love with the community and the different styles of dance that I was doing, is because I felt supported and I felt loved, and I felt like I wanted to give that to everyone around me because I saw how incredible women really were. I had this mindset that women, you know, were always my competition, or that I always had to outdo, you know, another person, especially in the competitive ballroom world. And so completely shifting that mindset was just a total game changer. I feel like really broadening your horizons per se on who you're around and the type of people you come in contact with, it can also really help you as a person realize what it is that you want out of life. So when you see someone that has this incredible life, maybe they travel the world, or in my case, maybe a dance teacher has the studio filled with women every single week, and you can see the shifts that she's making in their life, and you want to do that, it kind of gives you this expansion, this person to look to that you can sort of follow in certain ways, guidelines as to what they've done in their life to make this thing happen. If you're constantly around the same people and you don't open up your perspectives to other people, how are you ever going to grow? You know what I'm saying? The second way that these styles of dance have truly changed my life is through body love and acceptance. And when I was going to burlesque, you know, it's all about feeling sexy and feeling good in your body. And then when I was going to Heel and Heal, or formerly known as body confidence, it's all about that. It's all about feeling good in your body. And we are so taught as women in society to hate our bodies, to want to change our bodies, to negatively talk about our bodies or other people's bodies. How crazy is it that women who produce life, who are the reason that we are all here, is constantly shamed for those parts of us that enable that? There are ways that we can shift this mindset and shift what we've been taught and completely reverse the narrative. We're taught that feeling sexy is a bad thing, that if we show off parts of our body that it's shameful, or that we should feel shamed and we should feel gross, or anything else that we're taught in society about our bodies. And taking these classes, I felt so good about the parts of myself that I had always shamed, whether it be, you know, cellulite on my leg, something that I've always been really self-conscious about. And I realized that everyone has cellulite and it's beautiful. I would look at other women and think about how beautiful they were, but then I'm talking negatively to myself in the mirror. It doesn't make sense. There's no point, right? And so learning to accept those parts of ourselves, to touch those parts of ourselves, our legs, our arms, just feeling comfortable with that is truly life-changing. It really is. Because when you love yourself and when you feel good about yourself, you give other people permission to show that to you, to give that to you, and to feel that way themselves. When another woman hears another woman talking about herself in a positive way, it kind of makes her think, oh, maybe I should talk to myself like that. And it's not all going to be perfect. I still look in the mirror some days, especially when during quarantine, you know, you've been home for a couple days and you've not touched your hair or put any makeup on or anything. You may feel kind of like sluggish and not your best, right? But it's just shifting the mindset, shifting the narrative about how magical it is that you are here in this body as a woman, and really just take that throughout your day, any day that you feel not your best, or any day that Maybe you're just having a bad body image day, as Katie Delbout calls it. I love her so much, and her podcast, I've been listening to it forever. But she would call it a bad body image day, and we all have those. There's nothing to be ashamed about that. But it's how we move through that bad body image day that really can change the course of our day and the course of our life. All bodies are beautiful bodies. Every single one of them. It's magical, like I said, that we're even here, that we're even in a body, that we're even having this human experience, right? We should not in any way disrespect or shame those bodies, no matter what, right? It's just not okay. So when you are taking a dance class that supports all bodies and empowers all bodies, it's just such a beautiful experience to have. And so I highly, highly recommend these styles of dance, particularly heels and burlesque and solo Latin, which I like to call, because they truly empower that type of thinking and being. The third way that dance has changed my life is that it empowers and inspires me every single day, every single class, every single time I see a dance video on YouTube of someone that I love, or I teach a class myself. That level of empowerment and inspiration is unprecedented. It inspires me in my life, in my love life, with my friends, with how worthy I feel and how deserving I feel in all areas of my life. There's just this feeling that you get when you take a class, whether it be online or in person. There's this feeling that you get after class and you're like, wow, I can do anything. I'm literally a queen. Yeah, you know, Aaliyah Janelle, if you watch her videos, she has this queen symbol that this little hand gesture that she makes in through a lot of her videos. Yeah, so you have the double and then you just have the one. And it's true that it just really makes you feel like a queen and really powerful. And you could take this and use it in all areas of your life, in your job, in your relationships, with your family and your friendships. Literally, it gives you so much range to play with in other areas of your life that maybe you didn't feel so empowered before. But because you've experienced this level of empowerment, you now know what it feels like, right? And you can take that into everything else. And it's with those styles of dance too, one of the reasons why it does that is honestly just putting on a high heel. Because when you put on a high heel, it already elevates you physically, right? It elevates you. You feel taller. You walk a little bit straighter. You have this presence about you that is completely different before you put on the heel, right? And one of the things that I really loved about this is that my mentor, Tia Aono, she has literally inspired so many parts of me and what I want to do with Studio Soli Luna, but she takes this moment at the beginning of our class to take a second and put on your heels. She's playing the music before you start dancing, and it's kind of a little ritual that you take on and you put on your heels, and it's very significant. And that's because it just truly changes our energy. It shifts our entire being into a completely different zone, yeah? So I absolutely love it. I truly will never look at a pair of high heels the same way after dancing these styles of dance, because there's just something so powerful and very Beyonce-esque about it. And the fourth and definitely most important thing to me that I have gained from these styles of dance is the friendship and the community. I have truly found family through taking these classes in Salt Lake the past 2 years. I felt really alone on my ballroom journey, and so it was almost a shock to my system when I came here and I started meeting people that were really interested in the community and dance and how it transferred into all these other areas of our lives. You know, they were so multifaceted and they were interested in all these things, but dance was truly the thing that brought us all together. There's something about the relationships that you form in dance class because, like I said at the beginning of this talk, dance is such a multifaceted experience. It's body, mind, and soul. And you connect with those people's energies when you're in the classroom, and that really strengthens your bond a lot faster than just getting to know someone in a different way, such as at work or through Instagram or something like that. I also really believe that this can be done virtually. Yes, it's different than being in a physical classroom with people, but there is a way to connect virtually and to create this sort of community experience by sharing similar experiences that we've had in our life, or sharing how dance has changed us and the way that we're seeing it form and mold our life into something really beautiful. And that's really what I want to do with Studio Soli Luna. I always wanted to have a physical brick and mortar studio someday, but with everything that happened with COVID and just kind of changing my vision and my focus on what I wanted for the future, I realized that offering an online studio would truly be able to bring this feeling and this change and this community to so many more people than I could have ever reached in North Carolina, which is where I'm moving in September. But all of that to say that I really truly believe that anyone, anywhere can experience all of these same benefits from dance that I have gotten. Body, mind, and soul dance can just elevate us to a whole new level in all areas of our lives. And I'm not being dramatic, which I can be. I'm not being dramatic when I say this, because I have experienced it, I've felt it, I've seen myself change over the last 2 years in amazing, amazing ways. Yes, I'm still the same person, but I feel like I'm such a better person. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. As you can see, this is something I'm so incredibly passionate about. And if I can get one person to try this, to put on a heel and to dance sexy and to feel good in their body, then I've truly done what I feel like I was put on this earth to do. And it truly means the world to me that you guys take my classes and my tutorials and that you tag me in your Instagram. It makes my day every single time that I see one of your videos, truly from the bottom of my heart. I really hope to have Studio Soli Luna live as a membership platform by late fall or early winter. That's kind of what I'm shooting for. And it will have everything from full-length classes to one-on-ones to women's empowerment coaching. Like I said, combining the dance with the internal work, which is so important to me. And if you guys want to stay updated and follow along, make sure to follow Studio Soli Luna on Instagram, and I will be posting all the updates for the membership site there. I hope you have such an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video.